Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of East Meets West, ladies and gentlemen, featuring your boy Opinionated MJ, your boy Conrado Pascual. We back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the Detroit Pistons temperature check, ladies and gentlemen, the temperature check edition for the Detroit Pistons. How you feeling today, my brother Kyle?
I'm great. I'm excellent, man. We're like, what, 2 weeks into the season now? The
Yeah,
games are real. The games are
yeah,
real. All that speculation, right? Like
right.
now we actually get like, actual real decisive things to talk about. Well, I wouldn't say decisive, but, tangible. Let's put it that way, right?
Yeah.
Tangible results, not theoretical. So I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. Glad to be back with you and talking about, Detroit basketball.
Yeah,
And I
this
love,
is
I
this is
love.
new.
Oh damn! There you
I
go.
had to. I just got this like 3 days ago. I had to get this. I had to. Yeah, yeah. We back.
I'm sure. Like what our boy, Korea Piston fan,
Oh
right?
yeah, Tom.
I'm sure he's
Oh
got a
yeah,
lot.
shout out Tom Hur.
Exactly, man. That's how
Yeah,
you. That's how you live it up.
yeah, for real. 6,500 miles away, and you come and you. Yeah, he stayed long. I didn't think he would stay here that long.
That's awesome of him, dude.
Yeah,
Absolutely
but
soaking up the city.
no, seriously, yeah, at the right time too. It rained one day while he was here. But long story short, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get right into it, and we are going to start with our guy, Ausar Thompson, ladies and gentlemen. Has he taken a leap? Mm-hmm. Yeah? No? You think so? Let's talk about it. So, how you feeling? How you feeling about Ausar right now? Because I'm gonna jump off the damn building with it.
Well, let's start out with the basics. I mean, he's literally averaging career highs in almost every statistical category. And that's not an
Mhm.
exaggeration. Points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, everything, right? And it's not just the totals, right? On like a
Mhm.
per possession basis, on like, on a
Per
usage,
100.
right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. He's absolutely like, hitting it out the park in every facet of
Hmm.
the game. I think, a lot of fans in his short time, right? I mean, he's only entered his third year in the league, but he's already
Yeah.
developed a reputation as being one of the most versatile, defenders in the league. That's not a
Yeah.
bad reputation to have. It's
Right.
just weird, right? Like, it's understandable because he came into the league as a non-shooter,
Right.
but it's as if he's a complete non-factor on offense. At least that's like I believe that's the general perception of Asar.
Right.
Maybe like outside of like, Pistons Nation or whatever,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Um
Until he stole his
I
brother's powers there over the summer or something.
we'll get into that. But I
Yeah.
think what we're seeing now is again, it's not even just being a willing scorer, you know, or a willing playmaker. He's actually being
Mhm.
a very proactive scorer.
Yeah.
He's looking to find, looking to find his shot, hunting mismatches, and just again, whether that's being opportunistic or aggressive, he's actually looking to put pressure on defenses as opposed to being
Mhm.
right, kind of like some ancillary piece. You know,
Yeah.
in years past, it's always been kind of framed like, can he do enough offensively to justify staying on the court so that we can, make use of his defensive prowess?
Right.
Now, I'm not so sure that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's more like, whoa, right?
Hmm.
Like, the Pistons need right his production on both ends, and they are absolutely benefiting from his production on both ends. So we'll dive into that, but please, your take before we kind of get into like some numbers and to kind of frame, if this is a leap or if this is just a hot start.
Well, I don't have the numbers up. I need to pull them up, but
Oh, I do.
I
I
will. I will just say, okay. So, what are the numbers? Yeah, tell me the numbers. I know I seen him drop 19. Was it
Yeah.
a
So I
17
mean,
game? If I'm not mistaken, like he's had a few games. It should
through
be double
five,
figures.
yeah, through 5 games, he's averaging 13.8 points,
Yeah,
right? 7.4 rebounds, 4 assists to only 1 turnover. So a 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, a
yeah.
steal, point 0.6 blocks, but more impressively, 46.7% from the field, 22% from three, not great, but still he's letting it
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah.
And then still 61% from the free throw line, although he's getting to the free throw line significantly more, right?
Right.
Almost 3 times as he had in his prior 2 years. So I mean, he's absolutely a two-way force. There's no way around that, And again, in terms of like how he's being used,
Mhm.
he's now at a 20.8% usage rate, which is that's legit, right?
Yeah.
Like he's not just some kind of like fourth, fifth option in any given lineup. He's essentially been the second or third option. So I mean, again, that speaks volumes to not only how comfortable the coaching staff is to allow him to get those touches, but it speaks to where he's at, right? Where
Right.
he does feel like he's not only earned it, but he knows how to maximize those touches.
Right. And I'll say, shout out to his health, because we probably don't really have a true comparison or contrasting when it comes to last year, because he was on that restriction. You know what I mean? Coming from the blood clots. So I think that he probably would have already had that type of usage, because we needed him last season. You know what I mean? At least on the defensive end, like we might not have seen it offensively develop like that, and he wasn't playing that aggressive the way that he has now. Like he's damn near trying to pull up Kobe fadeaways and stuff like that, just inside the elbow and whatnot, throwing up floaters and stuff. So, and taking actual threes. You know what I mean? So I've been proud of what I've seen from him, because it's like the hesitancy is gone. You know what I mean? And it's like he's just trying to build up that repetition and basically make it something that's just here to stay. So I've been proud of him. I love him on defense. Like you can switch him on to anybody unless you playing the Spurs and it's Wembanyama, but who knows? He might can get that Wembanyama a little bit. Like, give me the ball, try to maybe mess with his handle. But other than that, it's not too many people in the league I don't think he can guard. You know what I mean? It's probably Wemby, Jokic. I mean, is that it? You know what I mean? Maybe Embiid if he was 100%. I'm missing somebody. I'm missing another big. Who's the other? That's like, and Giannis. Maybe we'll see. We'll see about that. So, just looking at what we've seen from him this season so far, yeah, he's gonna be a big piece. And like I said earlier, it seems like he kind of. I'm not sure what man has been doing, but it looks like he swap roles with him. Like, yeah, run your powers a little bit anyway, a little bit.
The funny thing about like the Thompson twins is that again, leading up to their draft cycle or leading up to their respective draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they often did share the court together, and it's weird how like I don't want to say weird, but I found it interesting how Amen was looked at as a point guard,
Right.
And Ausar by default then became like a shooting guard, which again
Right.
developed this reputation that he is less polished or less developed offensively, or perhaps that he doesn't have that type
The
of
playmaking.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's where it's all culminating into those words, playmaking. And to be fair, the first 2 years of his career, very minimal playmaking. At most, right, it's like he made some good reads on, in transition, right? He forced a steal, a block, he gets the rebound or something like that. He goes.
Mm-hmm.
But now, again, right, we already said averaging 4 assists to only 1 turnover. So let's be real, right? A 4-to-1. Basically, if you have a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, that's like good already. 4-to-1 again, right? It's only 5 games, but still, that's elite territory, right? But here's the thing, right? He actually has, right now, Ausar has the second highest assist rate on the team. Second only to Cade.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that is huge. And not only that, I mean, it's gone up dramatically, right? Dramatically. I mean, his rookie year, 10.8% or 10.8% assist rate, he's up to 22.5.
Oh,
You
damn. Okay. Double.
This is now, if we're looking at it, you're now seeing him creating in the half court. And that's why I made the distinction of seeing something in transition. Because now you're starting to see, like, I clipped some of them and put it on Twitter, but the reads he makes in the half court, right? Attacking the lane and finding like Stu on the right wing. Again, if you went back to like the early days of East meets West, we talked about some of the flashes we saw with Ausar, right? He's ambidextrous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's not just about finishing; it's about passing with both hands. I'm putting my hands here, people. Right?
Right.
You see it. You see it, right? Like these wraparound passes that are not only pinpoint. Again, with a guy like of his size, speed, length, these are the types of passing angles that a lot of players can't even physically do. And I think you're seeing again, and a lot of this is obviously because of Jaden Ivey's absence. Other people,
I was gonna ask you that. I knew you already knew.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you look at it, right, this completely changes the complexion of the team, right? The whole last year, it was like Cade had to orchestrate everything.
Yeah.
Like he was he was the single ball handler, the single facilitator, the single playmaker, right? Schroeder kind of helped a little in that aspect, right? But right now, that's what I'm saying. Like, I never understood, because I remember when I did like the draft evals for the Thompson twins, I never understood why they looked at Amen as a point guard more than Ausar. Like, let's be real, neither of them are great shooters. So why is it,
Ausar will be though. Come on, Fred Vincent. Come on, get with him some more.
Yeah. To be clear, like the mark of success for Ausar isn't necessarily how he does relative to his brother. I only make those distinctions, or I only bring it up, at least for me, because it kind of speaks to like their trajectory. Amen has been looked at these last 2 years as he's a star in the making, whereas Ausar is like this high-end complementary role player. I think you and I know how we felt. We believe he is a star in the making, right? But a lot of that is rooted in his defense. But I think he really is. He's trending more towards being like a two-way, like an actual playmaking two-way wing. I mean, right now, again, it's only 5 games into the season. You were saying, has Ausar passed up his brother? Again, it's only 5 games. So let's see him do this, let's see where he's at, like at half season point. I mean, we'll obviously check in before that.
Yeah.
Right? But right
probably
now,
like 20, 30 games.
Yeah. According to Crafted NBA right now, right? Like where you can compare players, right? Of any position or anything like that.
I just learned something today. I didn't know that existed.
Crafted NBA. It's a free website. Great tool. Right. Right now, I mean, a man who is considered the point guard right now, like with Fred VanVleet's absence, he is the point guard for the Houston Rockets, right? He has a creation rating, like his rating as a creator, right? A shot creator, 47, right? Which is not bad, not great,
Right.
Puts him in about, let's see. Oh, no, I'm sorry. His rating is 2.7, which puts him approximately like in the 47th percentile.
Okay.
Right? Now, granted, again, right? He's playing alongside Kevin Durant, so he doesn't have singular. But still, for what it's worth, Ausar is playing next to Cade Cunningham. Asar's rating is 4.1. So Amen 2.7, Ausar 4.1. That puts Ausar in the 64th percentile. I mean, that's a sizable gap.
Yeah.
The funny thing though is true shooting percentage, everything like that, 3-point rate, offensive rebounding. Actually, Ausar is a significantly better offensive rebounder.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is a big thing. But
he flies in. That's why I call him Comet.
In terms of their ball skills, they're like incredibly similar.
Yeah.
Like, and then defensively, we've said this before, but I mean, Ausar is a better defender. Like
easily.
I think the analytics match the eye test, right? I think there's like, for whatever reason, maybe it's just the nature of the Pistons, like the roster construct, but he has significantly more positional versatility on the defensive end, and we're seeing that. You alluded to it, right? He could be defending on the wing. He could be like a freaking like shot blocker.
Right. Exactly. And it's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because I feel like we talked about this, who are core pieces of this team. And I think you and I are probably still in agreement. Ausar is a core piece.
Yeah.
But like, he's definitely a core piece who's like a high-end connective piece.
Right.
I mean, he's collecting a lot of these lineups that probably shouldn't be working. If you just looked at the stats, like, okay, wait, you got 3 guys that shoot like 30%. This shouldn't work.
Right.
It does. So
yeah,
we'll see. But what do you think moving forward? What more do you want to see to kind of feel like this is a legitimate leap? Like this is real. This isn't just some kind of hot streak.
I don't know if his playmaking will continue once Ivy gets back, because I'm sure Ivy will take some of those responsibilities. You know what I mean? And just what Ivy does with his with the ball in his hands. Blah, 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 let me get it out. But if he can improve his shooting, just continue to improve his shooting, that will let me know there's a leap. Because again, we didn't see much of him, and then what we did see of him, he wasn't a great shooter at all. But now I see confidence when he puts up a shot. Like, he looks like he's going to. He just looks confident. I ain't gonna say he gonna make it, but he just looks confident. It's not like he's hesitant. Maybe the first game, because I seen him and a couple of others. We'll get to them, and I'll bring that up about them too. But there's confidence in his shot this year, so I know it's coming. You know what I mean? And then he's doing certain stuff like I said, taking fadeaways and doing floaters and stuff like that. So his game is surely like coming to him more. It's slowing down for him more. He's getting more comfortable and confident. So let that continue. Don't let anything like kind of get in your head and whatnot, and I think with the coaching staff that we have, that it won't. So I'm just looking forward to seeing him take that next step, like continue on ascending.
Hell yeah. Speaking of ascending.
Yes, sir.
Right. We've talked about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ausar has like his guard counterpart on the team. That would
yes,
be
sir.
Ronald Holland second, not Ron anymore, right? Officially, his player card says Ronald. I like it. Very professional,
Yeah.
All business. All business.
All business.
MJ, I mean, you've sat up close. You've seen these first 5 games, the ups and downs, but still, I think there's one guy. Well, if Ausar is one of the guys who's been up all season, the second guy is Ronald Holland the second.
Oh, yeah.
What are some of your early impressions right through the first 5 games of the season, where he is actually still coming on the bench, but super sub, super 6-man, right?
Right, yeah. And that's exactly what I was about to jump to. Like, it seems like, I would say after the first game, because he seemed kind of hesitant with shooting, it was like him and Duncan. Like, we were just out of sorts in the first game, so I'll just let that be a wash. But it seems like he's coming in to lead that unit. You know what I mean? And then he also, when he gets in the game with whatever rotation is in, like, he's putting it on the floor on defense. He's leaving it all on the floor. And I just love what he's doing. Like, he's harassing the hell out of people, making them like fumble the ball and like mess with their ball handling and whatnot. And it's turning into turnovers, man, or it's turning into like killing plays and whatnot, or maybe not kill. I won't say kill. I don't know if I've seen 3 in a row, but he's getting stops. You know what I mean? And he's like messing some of those plays up, like making them have to do other things around him because he's just so aggressive on defense. And I love his intensity. And I just love where I see his game going as well, just like Ausar. Like, I see his game going to the next step. And I just want him to be a little bit more confident shooting as well. You know what I mean? That's really, it's kind of similar, really. You know what I mean? Like, because they're kind of the same, but if I had to ask somebody to shoot, it probably would be Ron. You know what I mean? Like, just because.
For what it's worth, to give a little frame of reference, I mean, again, he's a 2nd-year player, so a lot of these will be, career highs. But I mean, he's averaging 11.6 points, right, on 46.5% shooting from the field. 33% from 3, but that's a significant increase from his 23% from last year.
Yeah. Because it was confidence.
Yeah, you're seeing added aggression. I believe that his shooting, obviously the percentage reflects it, a 10% increase. I know, to only 33%. That's still a little under league average. But I mean, he's gone from approximately, 75.4% from the free throw line last year. He's at around 86% right now.
Shout out to our coaching staff. Shout out to Ron. Shout out to Fred Vincent. No, I don't want to repeat it.
Most coaches, scouts, right? Free throw shooting is technically an indirect indicator.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, right. Because repetition, right? Your ability to have a consistent stroke. So I mean, if his free throw shooting is sustainable, if this improvement is real, then I think we have every reason to believe that his 3-point improvements are real too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, the shooting's definitely getting better. He's getting to the free throw line more, and
Yeah.
not just the number of attempts per game since he's playing more, but his free
Yeah.
throw rate, which again
Yeah.
shows he's a lot more comfortable, attacking and knowing that he can cash in, But again, 3.2 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 2 steals. Now you highlighted
Yes.
his defense. He leads the
Hmm.
Pistons in total
And
steals and
steals. Yep.
right?
Hmm.
Interestingly, right? Or perhaps fascinatingly, right? He already leads the team in defensive box score plus minus, which is huge.
Really?
And it's by a significant margin, which is like, it's kind of hard to create separation in a 5-game sample size.
Yeah.
Yeah. And think about this too. He is like a definitive positive defensive box score plus minus in a season where 2 of your games, you guys essentially got blown out, or at least one. You guys
Yeah.
got blown out. So I think that's really impressive. I think that speaks to, again, we've talked about this, right? His defensive upside alone, both him and Ausar, it's like you understand why the team, the front office, the coaching staff are willing to help them work through these early offensive growing pains.
Yeah.
Because again, it may seem like a platitude, defense wins championships, but like I still truly believe that like this wing trio, if you want to say Ausar's a wing, he's probably more of a forward these days, but still, right? I think the defensive upside between Cade, Ron, and Ausar so massive. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth continuing to look at.
Yes.
Uh,
They're interchangeable to me at times. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like one can go from guarding to person or guarding because of their length, the way in which they guard. You know what I mean? And especially on the wing, like they're interchangeable. Somebody come and screen. If that's the other person next to him, you could just slide. You can switch. You know what I mean? You don't have to make sure you stay with your man. Like they're interchangeable.
Right.
I would say.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Totally agree. And that's what I'm saying, right? I was literally thinking about this earlier today, just again, thinking to myself, that's how much of a basketball junkie I am. Like nothing actually inspired me to start thinking about switching. And I
Yeah.
just said, my feeling about it. I don't really like switching that
Yeah.
much.
Me neither. Me neither.
Because I think the way a lot of teams do it now, it's a cop-out. It's a cop-out
It
because
is.
you either are incapable of staying in front of your man or you're not willing to.
Too. Yeah.
Whereas if the Pistons start switching, they're doing it for the right reasons, right?
Mhm.
Because, dude, we can all stay in front of you, but we could put even more pressure on you. Like we could
Right.
I think Ron is just getting both ways. You still have to look at them as young developing players, which they are.
Yeah.
But his 3-point rate last year, not percentage, not his 3-point percentage, his
Yeah.
the rate at which he takes 3-pointers. Last year, 36.3%, 3-point rate. Now it's up to 48.8. So again,
Okay.
it's just showing both a willingness, assertiveness, because there have been some stretches, even when you guys lost in the home opener,
Yeah.
Chicago. Why was that game even a game? Second unit
Because
kid,
because of Ryan. To be honest,
and there was a certain
it was him
level.
and Stu.
Yeah, right. There was a certain level of aggressiveness where he essentially kind of like took over.
Right.
Offense was running through him, no hesitation. It'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting because they should be a fast-paced team. I feel like they should with the athletes that they have.
Yeah.
Right now, they're currently right. The Pistons are currently at a
21st or something crazy. Oh, 12th.
They're 12th in pace. Right?
Okay.
Which is not bad, but it's like I wonder, do they want to like play faster? Because I don't know. Cade, right? Cadence.
The cadence. It's the cadence, man.
Yeah. So I wonder, I feel like I don't know. I feel like for the amount of turnovers that they can force, you would want them to be pushing the tempo at every opportunity, as we're seeing, right? 9 to 5, right?
Right.
But it'll be interesting to monitor because again, it's only 5 games. They're scratching the surface, but we've talked about it before. about in all likelihood, when Jaden Ivey returns, he will be inserted into the starting lineup. But we've also talked about the possibilities of, well, are there other better options even when Ivy returns? We've,
Right.
obviously Duncan Robinson is currently stepping in at the starting 2 guard spot. But there
Mhm.
is a world where Ron Holland, I think you and I have discussed this, there is a world where he could eventually take that. It's just a matter of what level does he have to reach, in all likelihood, offensively,
Right.
where you feel comfortable to play him in that starting lineup for like extended stretches.
Right. Yeah.
It's definitely something to monitor.
Yes, sir. Well, that was a perfect segue, actually. You bringing up Duncan Robinson, so let's move right on to him. And I'll ask you right off the top, like, he's been showing flashes of like really trying to get after it on defense sometimes. Do you think that that is real, or do you think that is a product basically of the pieces that he has around him? K being able to alternate with them, Ausar being on the floor, and whether it's Duran or Stewart out there with him. You know what I mean? Like, do you think that that's a product of that? Because didn't he have a game with 4 blocks, if I'm not mistaken? And then he got like a block last game. Like, he's been like doing pretty well. I know he's more of an offensive player, but let's start on the defensive side. Like, just even if it's just real light, just bringing up some things about him. Like, but what do you have his numbers up by any chance? Like, what his block rate is right now? What is he averaging right now? Like a block and a half or something like that?
He's averaging 0.8.
Oh, so I'm
no, but I mean, like, you're right. I mean, like, if this held, his 2.3% block rate would be a career high. Okay. I mean, for like reference, like that's a higher block rate than Ausar. So I mean,
okay,
we're talking about a small sample size.
Yeah.
Right? For what it's worth, of the guys who are part of the main rotation, the main rotation, he has the second highest DPPM, right?
Behind
he's one of the few guys who's actually negative. Right, negative 0.9 DPPM. Again, small sample size. Like, Cade's in the negative right now too. Because Cade has been a part of like those big stretches where like they was like getting blown out, right?
Yeah.
So, take it for what it's worth. But for Duncan, actually, it's kind of interesting you want to lead off with defense. I think he's always been the type of guy to me where obviously he's very physically limited about what he does. I think that's fair to say. I don't think we're profiling or anything like that.
No, it's not.
Is he a bad defender? Probably. But like, there's a difference, right? Like, there are bad defenders who just don't try.
Right.
There are bad defenders who they'll give you everything to try to like be less of a defensive liability. He's the latter, in my opinion, right? Like, he's definitely going to work. So, and I think, as you said, with the nature of this team, the roster construction, the culture, I think he knows. He's been a veteran in this league. He's been around long enough. He's played with guys like Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. Like, he knows that he needs to hold his own defensively. So I do believe that. Again, TBD, depending how you want to look at it. If you think he's I'll pose it as opposed to just making discussion. I'll pose the question. Do you find him to be an upgrade over Tim Hardaway Jr.? Because to me, he's more of a Hardaway. Well, I guess you could say he's also replaces Beasley, but I don't think so. I think THJ's skill set more than Malik Beasley's. That's why I say THJ. So,
just overall.
Yeah, I mean, just impressions having seen him, and obviously,
I mean, so far, I would say it's kind of hard because when I think about THJ's first like 5-10 games before he got hurt, because when he got hurt, he had a slump right after, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's done," because of what they seen with him with the Mavs previously. Like, when he got hurt, all of a sudden, suddenly he's not even in the rotation anymore when he's healthy. So, if I just take the sample sizes, I would say they're kind of similar, but THJ could probably be more physical on defense. You know what I mean? But I mean, even that's kind of hard to determine because just because you could be more physical doesn't mean that you're actually getting a job done. You know what I mean? Whereas Duncan, he's picking his spots. I can't say he's always moving his feet well, but a lot of times I see him moving his feet well and not giving up on the play. So, I mean, I will say he makes me not miss THJ. And that's no shot at THJ. THJ, we love you here in Detroit. Shout out to your dad too, for being a part of the coaching staff. I don't know if he still is. I'm not sure, but I appreciate him for coming here. But I mean, I like what I'm seeing from Duncan. You know what I mean? Like after that first game, everybody said what they said. I don't know if he got on social media and started scrolling, but he immediately flipped it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. If I'm not going to cherry pick right now because like 5 games is 5 games. It's already a small.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what his numbers would look like if I took out that first game, because even with that first game, he's at like an 81% 3-point rate.
Right.
Which is he's getting up, which is what he needs to do. Right. But here's the thing. I think he could ramp it up. Like I want to know. I
think so too.
I'm not going to calculate it right now. All I'm saying is, like, for example, in his early years in Miami, like when he finally his second year in Miami, when he cracked the starting lineup, he was like damn near under 90% 3-point rate. So, like 90% of his field goals were 3-pointers. I think we need him to do that. Like we need him to spam threes. Like if anyone on this roster is allowed to just spam one action, it should be Duncan Robinson. Because again, like in theory, we have more shooters. We have, or at least better shooting than last season. But we need those guys then to actually attempt them, to make use of it.
Right.
We'll get to the young bucks in a second, but for Duncan Robinson, this kind of goes back to the whole question about what is the ideal 2-guard to pair with Cade. You could kind of get away like with Cade being like a jumbo point guard.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, right. It creates a lot of opportunity to play different archetypes at the 2-guard spot, right? You could have someone who's a little shorter, like shorter is relative, right? Like shorter, like Ivy, who is a little bit more speed based. You could have basically a prototypical, an old school off-ball guard like Duncan Robinson, or do you just want kind of Ron Holland in a supercharged version of OKC Thabo Cephalosha, right? Like
that's a throwback.
I love Cephalosha in that role.
I did too. It
made sense to me back then. It still makes sense to me now. It'll be interesting. I mean, regardless though, whether he plays 30 minutes or 13 minutes, he needs to get him up. And I think the team needs to make a concerted effort to find him on the wing, because he's the one most likely to cash it in, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of like THJ. He's not going to knock down 8 or 9 3-pointers every night, but he's one of the few guys like THJ. Duncan is one of the few guys who has the ability to do that. And I think they need that dynamism. And
I like what we've seen. Like after, I don't really want to count game 1 because game 1 was like they were trying to figure it out. I do like the way that we came back, but for Duncan anyway, he did not look good. But after that, he's been looking good. Like he's been moving more since game 1. So I know that they are trying to incorporate him more and get him to at least, move the defense around, get Cade some room, get somebody else some lanes, whatnot. So I know they are actively, like what you said, they have to involve him, get him at least the ability to get the look to keep the defenses honest. And if he's open all of a sudden, let it fly. You know what I mean? So I'm all for it. I'm all for him because that's what he did in Miami. You know what I mean? Like when he got it, he just let it go. So that's the Duncan I want to see.
Yeah. And like for what it's worth, again, his career assist totals don't pop, not horrible. I mean, let's see.
2-3 assists probably.
For his career, he's averaging 1.8 assists. But I mean, I think if you watch it though. If you watch, he's a good connective passer.
Oh yeah.
Because he knows like he needs to keep the ball moving in order for him to relocate,
Right.
to get an open shot. Like he doesn't take bad shots. That's the thing,
Right.
So
Yeah.
he'll work to get that good look,
Because
right?
he's avoided a lot of those shots that would have been bad. He would have just blazed.
Yeah. Okay. Now there's another vet that
Uh-oh.
Trajan Landon made a point. He
Go blue
prioritized,
some more. Go blue some more.
and that would be one Caris Levert. Now,
Yes, sir.
Caris, let's be real. If we have to kind of simplify it, he comes in essentially more so to replace Dennis Schroeder, and definitely replace Dennis Schroeder and give him again more shot creation. We've talked about this, so much. Really, not just last season, this last 2 seasons, right? How this team lacks any consistent shot creation off the dribble outside of Cade. Schroeder kind of gave us a little bit inconsistent. It's kind of probably why, he's the level of player that he is, or, Ivy in theory gives us a little bit of it, but his pull-up game is still a work in progress.
Right.
So they brought in Caris Levert. And if I had to imagine, I think the point is, okay, this is a shot creator with size, right?
Yeah.
6'6", right? Kind of give you a little bit in between, ideally kind of like an in between of the skills of Cade being big, being able to have a little bit of a post-up game.
And that length.
Yeah, right. The length. And then Ivy, again, kind of speed, a little shiftiness, right? When Levert's at his best, he can give you a little of that. So somewhere like a little melding, right?
Yeah.
Middling. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
5 games, he has given us none of that.
Well.
Okay. I'm going to start out, and I'd like you to comment. You can say if you disagree. I say through 5 games, he's easily been the biggest disappointment on this team. I think he's the biggest disappointment. Like, I don't think it's particularly close.
I would just say he's given us decent, is moments too big of a word? He's given us certain areas, like during the game, like, oh, we need a bucket. Oh, Caris LeVert, what are you doing? Oh, damn, he made it. You know what I mean? And it's those type of things. I think it's more of his veteran presence that we sought after, and I guess in letting Dennis Schroeder go. So we wanted to add someone of his status. So I feel like he's just another person where once the bench figures itself out all the way from, whatever our rotation is going to be, 8, 9 guys, he will have to be a major player in it. You know what I mean? Like, he'll have to help Ron Holland get off more and whatnot, like make shots more, ball handle more. So I will say it's been a disappointment because it's not been the Caris that we know he could be. You know what I mean? But I know that it's not necessarily like we're not playing necessarily to what he was once before. You know what I mean? It's more like this is what we need from you. So work on this right now, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, and again, right? Like I'm just calling it like we see it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying, oh my God, you are a horrible
trash.
Yeah, like trash. This was a bust of a signing or anything like that. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
But I agree with disappointment. I do.
It's tough. He's actually okay. So to be fair, he's only played 2 games, right?
Yeah.
He's missed 3 with a hamstring injury. The extent of that, I don't know. He's still day to day. If it was worse, they would say week to week. So
right.
I'm assuming it's like a strain, or I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. But point being, though, is again, I don't know. Left a sour taste in my mouth because, I think in the absence of elite shooting, right, Duncan's got to take care of that on his end. But Levert, he is supposed to be a guy who absorbs contact, right? Who gets himself to the free throw line.
Right.
That's a way of being able to control pace, to control the tempo of a game in your favor, especially when, again, we have guys like Duren and Cade. Again, I've gone on social media many times, right, praising Cade's post game, right, his post moves,
Crazy.
But if you're having neither, it makes it a lot harder to win games. And we saw that, right? Like, teams are just getting out and running and everything like that, especially when we're settling for nothing but like a bunch of like, contested jump shots. Then it's long bounces, and then the other team is out and,
and running. Yeah.
pulling us in transition. So, one, we need him to come back healthy, because again, like if he doesn't come back and deliver some of what is expected of him, it's going to make it a lot more difficult for the Pistons to consistently control games at the very least, if not win. Because right now there are guys on the roster, some of whom we'll talk about, who in theory can give you some of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're ready to. Right?
Yeah.
So we shall see. But yeah, but I mean, because again, he's never been a particularly great 3-point shooter. Caris Levert is. And you made that decision to go after him. So that means like, dude, like we're already like not really expecting him to be a high volume 3-point shooter. That means you really got to attack the cup. And if you're not doing that, you're not giving us enough.
Right.
So again, we shall see where he takes us on that.
We need the Caris Levert that played with D'Angelo Russell in Brooklyn. That's what we need.
Yeah. And I think, again, right, this is the thing, right? Like Trajan Landon, right? Was he not part of Brooklyn during that time? He was like the assistant to Sean Marks. You know what I'm saying? Right?
I'm not sure.
There's a familiarity. There is a
you got the scouting chops and know all the coaches from here to Zimbabwe to you know your stuff, man. So I don't know. I didn't know. That's news to me.
Of the two guys that are quite literally holding down the fort, holding down the line, right, is our destructive duo of Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart.
Yes, sir.
Now, make no mistake, I know you see the caption there, double big lineup flop. In no way are we suggesting that either of these guys are a flop or a bust.
Right. Right.
If anything, MJ, why don't you, what are your early impressions of Duren, Beef Stew, like individually? What have you seen from
individually?
them?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just to make sure and clarify for people that don't understand this, double big lineup flop. It's just they aren't operating necessarily good together, but individually, of course we've seen a little bit of inconsistency again from Duren. We've seen the lapses from Isaiah because didn't he have a game where he only put 4 and what was it? It was 4 and 3 or 4 rebounds, something like that. But there are some things that the box score won't tell you as well. And I just like what I've seen from them, especially Beef Stew. With Beef Stew, I see that he will have an expanded role going forward. And I just love what we get from him on defense, man. It's just the dude is changing shots at the rim. You know what I mean? And then just staying real stout on defense, basically being what he's been for us. And I just want people to understand that he is the glue. When he's in, a lot of good things tend to happen. You know what I mean? Whereas with Duren, it's you can kind of do a couple of things, get to the cup, and then boom, foul. And then you can get to the rim next time down the floor, and then you got him out the game. You know what I mean? Whereas with Stu, he goes about it in a different manner. Sometimes it's aggressive, but a lot of times it's kind of hard to explain. Duren is more of a brute than you think. You know what I mean? He's just gonna try to come all you. But Stu is kind of calculated. He's waiting for you to get to your shot before you get to the apex of it. Here he is. You know what I mean? And then it's he's changing your shot as you're up there. The only person I seen give him a problem was probably Vucevic. He gave him both the flux. You know what I mean? But other than that, I love what I have seen from them, including their box score consistencies, I'll say, but their presences on the floor have meant a lot, especially Duren for Cade. Just that pick and roll and knowing what Cade has the ability to do. They were, did they say they were the best alley-oop duo last year? Something like that. And they were tops. And we don't necessarily have that threat with Stewart, so we get something else from him on the floor, whereas they're going to allow him to shoot again. And and do those types of things. So, and he's good with getting like those offensive rebounds, getting putbacks and whatnot. Or getting loose balls that are just right up under the rim or not too far from it. So I just like what they both do individually. They both give us something different, and maybe that's why they don't work together like that. Stu would have to be like Vucevic or something like that, or a stretch four like a Jabari Smith or something like that, in order for them to just mesh like that. You know what I mean? So it's, me personally, I would say start Stewart. But if we start Stewart with Duren, then it's a lot more that we won't be able to do on the floor offensively, like at all. We won't. But I love what I've seen from them both. So hopefully they just make it more consistent. Like Stu had me feeling like after the first game, like, bro, 20 and 10. I was like, did you turn a new leaf, bro? But we still got the same Stewart. So I just want to see that. I like what I see from him.
I feel like we're having the same discussions we've had the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It's not really a bad thing, because it's not like they're bad players, but I'm with you. Like, for example, that game against the Celtics, right?
Yeah.
It was a close game, right? Actually, Pistons, we have to make a little bit of a comeback there in the second half to win that one. We ultimately won 119-113, but that was the one I think everyone would say that's not only one of Duren's best games of the season, or his best game of the season, but definitely one of the best games of his career.
Yeah.
Right? Now, to be fair, the Celtics, they're rebuilding their front court, right? I mean, their center rotation is like Neemias Queta, former Piston Luka Garza.
Yeah.
Right?
Shout out Luka.
I can't remember who their third guy is. I guess technically Xavier Tillman, right? Michigan State.
Yeah.
But in that game, Duren was his 28 points, right? Yeah.
21 boards, was it?
28 points, 18 rebounds.
18 boards, okay.
8 of them on the offensive glass.
Yes.
And most impressively, in my opinion, 13 free throw attempts. And he even made 12 of them. 12 of 13 from the free throw line.
Yes, sir.
That is, I think, what is maddening sometimes if you're a Pistons fan, because that's the level of aggressiveness that we
need
game.
Every game.
What you're saying, I don't necessarily disagree with anything that you said about Duren. It's just like watching these first 5 games, that game specifically, and again, I don't know if it's because he knew he could physically overwhelm his counterparts, but like he just went through. He just went up strong and went through the defense. Whereas these other games, like, I don't know. There's no reason for me. I don't feel like there's any reason he needs to actually try to go up and under around a Vucevic.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I think he's just in like, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. This is nothing objective.
It's probably accurate.
He's probably no worse than like the 98th percentile of athletes in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's got to be somewhere up there, which is why I'm saying, like, I feel like he can absolutely just beast on these guys the way a healthy Anthony Davis would, that's what we need from him. Sure. Okay, fine. The play is dying and you got the ball with 5 seconds to go. You want to hit an elbow jumper. Fine. Right.
Right.
No, we need him to be that guy, that interior presence. As for Beef Stew, at least offensively, I'm with you. As you said, it's clear that JB is giving him the green light to bombs away from outside. Frankly, again, that last game, we won, so he didn't shoot as much.
Yeah.
There was no need. Like, you just need to play defense, rebound.
Right.
But last year, he had a career low in 3-point rate. He was only at 16.8% last year.
Yeah.
Back up to 31.6.
Yeah. Double.
But the 2 years prior, he was around 45% 3-point rate.
Mm-hmm.
I think ramp that up. And I think we will. If I had to guess, it's going to ramp up again. It's going to ramp up again. Now, this segment, why did we call it double big lineup flop? Okay. And we're going to get to JB in a second, but I think one of the worst things I've seen Pistons in this early season was the way the double big lineup, the Beef Stew plus Duren, 4 or 5 minutes, like not only how they've looked, but like just like how they've been utilized, right? And it looked bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Now, obviously, they tried using it for an extended stretch against Cleveland. I'm assuming to try to counteract Evan Mobley
Yeah.
and Jared Allen. Okay, and
Right.
I understand that rationale, but here's the problem. It's not like Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley are like two to the basket bigs from like
Right.
the 60s.
Right.
Mobley, especially now, right? He's very, very proficient from the perimeter.
Number 3.
Very nimble, got a lot of lateral quickness, right? Like they put themselves in a position, like JB put them in a position where now one of Beef Stew or Durant, and more often than not, it was Beef Stew. One of them had to defend exclusively on the perimeter. That's bad.
Right. Yeah.
That's all bad. Because now they're hunting that switch. They're hunting that mismatch, right? Especially like, because that's the thing too. They would then separate it. They would run like, like for example, Cleveland, they have like a lot of big wings, like say like a Dean Wade or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Lonzo, who's technically like a glorified big wing now.
Right.
And so they're basically trying to put Beef Stew into the pick and roll. And now all of a sudden you got Beef Stew guarding 5 feet beyond the arc.
Yeah.
He's going to get blown by.
Yeah.
Same thing then on the flip side, offensively. Does that pairing create enough advantages to warrant playing it that heavy of minutes? Like, I understand again, if I'm assuming this is what JB was thinking, or like again, and maybe this is just experimenting.
Right.
But like you say, okay, we have Beef Stew. We could get away with this because we got Beef Stew who's on the 3-point line. We got Duren down low. Okay. But here's the problem, right? Like Beef Stew is a catch and shoot 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Not a movie.
Yeah. Not a set himself up shooter.
He has to like get to his spot and wait, and for that ball to be delivered to him, and then he'll let it fly.
Yeah.
If the ball doesn't get to him, he's not going to do anything, and they're not guarding him. That's the thing. The ball rarely, if ever, got to him, and it didn't get to him accurately.
Right.
He's significantly less effective if he has to like take a sidestep or just,
right,
like camped out. And that's why I'm saying, right? Like you weren't getting any additional spacing for Duren. They're just completely crashing the paint. And whoever had the ball, especially if Duren had the ball, he doesn't have like, the space to be able to fire that pass off to a wide open Isaiah Stewart. Like, I'm not sure I like this. Well, no, I don't like this lineup. I don't. Right. And frankly, I feel like, again, we talked about at the top of the episode, the way in which Ausar is now so comfortable handling the ball, facilitating, and given like how much positional versatility he has or defensive versatility he has. I don't see the need to be going double big with that, because you're inevitably going to put one, if not both, of those bigs in an uncomfortable or precarious position. Let's put it that way.
Right, and then if let's say they both got in foul trouble back to back, you know what I mean, within a 4, 5, 6 minute span, then what? Then who's coming in? Like, it's just gonna be Paul Reed, and then who's at the 4? Or do we suddenly move Ausar to the 4? Do we have to, if Tobias was getting time to take a breather, do we gotta rush him back in? It's like it throws everything. It throws the entire rotation off. You know what I mean? So
this is a subtle change. Because the lineup is the same, but it is actually a subtle but very big change. Tobias is a 3 again.
Okay.
Ausar is the 4. No, it's actually huge, because now you're seeing Ausar getting more opportunities to get downhill.
Yeah.
And it just gets him going early. Again, a very subtle change that JB made, but I think, again, it has probably to do with, again, like how much improvement, like Ausar is.
That Ausar made,
because that will make him have more responsibility on the short roll, and so far he's cashing in,
right?
He's delivering, so kudos. But yeah, double big lineup, I'm not in favor of it.
No, me neither. Me neither.
Yeah.
Let's throw it out. Let's keep them separate. You know what I mean? Like, Duren gets in foul trouble, okay, cool, Stu could come in, we're fine. You know what I mean? But both of them playing at the same time, no, that's tragic. Especially if it's like Duncan Robinson's getting a breather too. They're both in with Cade, with Ausar, even though he's not too bad, but he's not the greatest as far as shooting a three, like being a threat from three, and then making Ryan Holland have to put up shots in order to try to keep it. Like, no, man, no, that's tragic. That's tragedy. But let's go ahead and move on to these young guys. I want to know who you about to highlight because you know who I like. So I just want to hear what you got to say. What you got to say?
Oh, for the young guys. Well, I mean, right now I think there's only been two who have actually really made some cameos.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
or got in some minutes in meaningful time, right? Like it wasn't all garbage time, and that would be second-year player Dennis Jenkins.
yes, my guy,
And then true rookie. I want to call
Chaz.
him more of a combo guard, maybe as a shooting guard, but Chaz Lanier.
That boy CL Smooth.
I think kind of what we were talking about earlier in the Caris Levert segment. Those two guys stand out to me because not only what they represent, but what they could potentially do. What do they represent? Well, they represent like future guard depth, right? Specifically giving all those things that the Pistons have probably lacked in the past, right? Shot creation off the dribble, above average 3-point shooting, definitely with Chaz Lanier.
Yeah.
The question is I think if I'm the coaching staff, again, just kind of from what we've seen here, Dennis gets minutes.
Yeah.
Sasser really.
Yeah, and I've been wondering about that.
So
after what we've seen, in the second half of 2 years ago and in just last year, period.
I mean, Dennis is as close to a true point guard.
Yeah.
On at least coming off the bench. So I feel like that's probably why JB and the coaching staff have a little bit more confidence in him.
Yeah.
But again, we saw it during preseason that he has a lot more confidence in his shot creation, right?
Yeah.
His ability to not only create off the dribble, but to be able to, like split defenses, break them down, right? To kind of probe the defense and try to shift, I'm wondering if, and again, I'm not trying to run Caris Levert out of town or make him like lose his spot. He won't. They'll need him.
Yeah.
But I feel like there is an opening here for either Dennis or even Chaz Lanier to really become a staple of the rotation.
Yeah.
Same thing with I was going to say, if it's not Duncan, I feel like Chaz is the only guy who can get hot like that.
Right.
And again, if you go back to the pre-draft process, like for whatever reason, well, not for whatever reason, I feel like throughout the draft process, the two 3-point shooters who are always compared was Tennessee's Chaz Lanier, or now Detroit Piston Chaz Lanier,
right,
and then Kentucky guard Kobe Brea. He's now with the Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
Kobe though is a lot more like the guys we've had, THJ, Duncan.
Right.
He's exclusively an off-ball guy. He's a movement shooter, an elite movement shooter, right? But Chaz, I think, is kind of the guy. It's the skill set they're looking for. A guy who can get hot from outside, but who can do a little bit more with the ball in his hands.
Right.
He's a lot more effective at attacking closeouts. I'm wondering again, because right now there are no veterans who have really seized those roles.
That spot. Yeah.
I'm wondering if there is an opportunity for them because again, that just completely flips, right? The outlook. Well, I mean, not flips, but it definitely increases the floor of this team, floor and the ceiling,
and it'll help cement the bench rotation as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
That's it. I mean, right now the other guys I don't think have really made too much. I mean, Tony Smith, Bobby Klintman, in garbage time. I will say he's not young, but since we don't really have a segment for him, Javonte Green. He's been. I mean, I liked him. He played for the Santa Cruz Warriors. Obviously he played in the NBA before that, but when he was doing the stint, he played like a season in Santa Cruz, and you knew it was only a matter of time till he came back. I'm glad that they they got him because he was like, just kind of sitting there in free agency.
Right.
So, excellent guy, but I think he's a nice connective piece to help those young guys come along.
Yeah, I like his minutes. I've been liking his minutes too. He's not afraid to take the shot, and you know what I mean. If he's going, then we're going. You know what I mean. We're going that much more. So I've liked JG's minutes too, for sure.
Yep.
Yes, sir. So we good on the young guys. We're done. It's just those two. All right, time to get to the captain. JB Bickerstaff, ladies and gentlemen. How are you feeling about JB? I want to hear your thoughts because you are very great with like breaking down coaches and what they do, what they've done, where they've been, and where you think they're going. What's your grade with him right now?
I'm gonna give him probably like a B-, right?
Okay.
Which I think is fair through 5 games. There should always be room for improvement. Again, I think I'm not the only one who's noticed it. I mean, I've gone through social media. I'm not saying social media is indicative of all fans, but I think a lot of fans have felt that his substitutions, his lineups,
his rotation has been trash this year.
Okay, there you go. I didn't want to be the first one to say it.
I mean, that's what they've said. That's what they have said.
I was on a podcast the other day, and I had some not choice words, but I also had some colorful descriptions about his lineups.
Yeah, questionable.
Well, no, I use something a little bit more like vulgar than that.
But, atrocious.
The point is, I think there's enough roster retention. You know what I'm saying? Like, they brought back enough guys from last year that I don't feel like we need that level of experimentation.
Right.
Like, I mean, I understand that, like, say, for example, Caris Levert is out. But, like, there is still enough playable depth where I don't think we should be acting or, thinking too outside of the box. I feel like at times maybe he's kind of outthought himself, you know? Like I said, I mean, we're still here trying to find ways to put, and by we, I'm talking about you and me, trying to put as much shooting on the court at any given time. And then he goes with like a lineup with like 4 non-shooters.
Yeah.
Do that. What are we gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? I know, like, we like the recurring joke sometimes. Hey, let's play like Stu at the 3. Why were you playing all your centers at once? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. like
we're down 15. Why do you think we're down 25 now? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna I'm gonna let that slide because again, like the very next game, we look great, right?
Right.
It's just weird. I mean, I almost wish, like, in a weird way, like last year we started out so poorly.
Yeah.
It got like significantly better as the season went on.
Right.
I don't know. I guess maybe the expectation, like my expectation was like, we've set a foundation from last year. So it's not like, oh my God, you just keep going better and better from that. But you would think that there is less variance, right? In terms of overall performance. So that's kind of why I'm a little low on his early season performance. However, I think a B- is fine. I don't know.
Right.
To be clear, he is my preseason pick for Coach of the Year.
Okay. I picked him for Coach of the Year too. So yeah.
I think a lot of this will normalize. And I think a lot of this will normalize as Cade's performance normalizes. And maybe we'll touch upon that before we close the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, for you though, how would you, I mean, you already said it, you think his lineups have been atrocious, but overall though, in terms of like the in-game, I don't know, whether it's his temperament, or what you're hearing, in his media sessions, or even like just his in-game adjustments. Well, I mean, obviously rotations are part of his in-game adjustments, but still, I think they've deployed some pretty interesting trapping strategies, especially in the fourth quarters. So that's kind of why I'm like, okay, like he's still my guy. He's still my pick.
Right.
I'm not gonna back off that after 5 games, right?
Yeah. I think I'll give him just When you say B minus, it's like a B. Even a B might be too high. You know what I mean? But I'll give him a B, just a flat B, no plus, no minus,
Yeah.
because if I were to try to give him an excuse, it would be no Ivy, no Dennis Schroeder, no Malik Beasley, because they allow for other things to go on the floor because of just what they were doing, period. You know what I mean? And you could damn near say Dennis Schroeder was basically like half of a coach on the floor. You know what I mean? So it's like when Cade comes off the floor, we don't have Dennis Schroeder anymore. So, you know what I mean? Who do we have to actually kind of, even if he's only getting 5 points, Dennis Schroeder, or whatever he was getting at times, especially when we first got him, but he was still affecting things on the floor and being able to be a half of a coach or just an extension of the coach on the floor, you know, just because of how long he's been in the league and whatnot, and what he knows, what he's been through. He's played internationally and been great. He's basically like Jordan over there, you know what I mean, or like somebody else. Just maybe Jordan's too much, but he's somebody else over there. So it's certain things that he's seen and experiences he's had that we don't have anymore. You know what I mean? We don't have that outlook, that perspective anymore. So I think just missing those pieces in particular, because all three of those guys, you know, Ivy was an improved shooter last season. Malik Beasley went crazy. He almost made the most threes last year if it wasn't for Anthony Edwards just forcing it. And then Dennis Schroeder, you know what I mean? Like, he can do some things on the floor too. So we lost all of that. You know what I mean? So it's some things and adjustments he's going to have to make. Some things he's got to figure out, the kinks and whatnot. So I won't say I'm going to get mad at him right now. But once we get the game 2025, if it doesn't look better, and I'll give Ivy some time first. Like, whenever Ivy comes back, start the clock. You know what I mean? Like, okay, 15, 20 games from when Ivy gets back, and let's see what happens from there. Since that's pretty much all we're missing for the most part, you know, because I won't put Caris Levert in that type of conversation as being able to like make an impact with the ball in his hands on the floor. And you know, he's not Caris Levert. I mean, he's not Dennis Schroeder either. So let's see what Ivy's going to come with, and where JB is going to play Ivy, because what if he brings Ivy off the bench? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just want to see what he's going to do, because it's like if you put Ivy in the starting lineup, you put Duncan off the bench, it's Duncan, Ron Holland, and then who you going to plug in at point? Dennis Jenkins?
That's the thing, right? I mean,
you know what I mean? With Stu
right
and
now,
yeah,
only guys who probably are okay. If you had the full roster, the guys who probably should be playing point are Cade, Ivy, and Caris.
yeah,
Right. I mean, so right now with Caris and Ivy out, yes, it technically Dennis is the only point guard, actual real point guard,
yeah,
available. I mean, that, you know, if you believe again, right, which is why you know, some of my peers have been breaking down film of Ausar and Ron as primary ball handlers. They basically have had to be, you know, point guards
right.
these last games, these last 3 games, right? Since Caris has been out.
Since Caris went down, yeah.
It's probably something we'll save for our outlook episode, because yeah, I mean, point guard death is all of a sudden kind of a bit of a question mark. Right?
Yeah,
like I like those guys as playmaking wings, as secondary playmakers, but to
right.
be like the actual primary initiator,
Yeah,
you know,
it's kind of like
it'll benefit them long term.
Yeah, like as the season progresses.
Yeah, but I mean, in the immediate, there's definitely gonna look bumpy, to say the least. You know.
Agreed. All right, and before we close, let's just give our outlook.
Well, I mean, we didn't do a Cade segment, but I think to me, Cade and the team's outlook are one in the same. You know.
Yeah.
So having said that, you know, obviously this team will go as far as Cade goes. Cade is, let's be real. I mean, he started off the season slow. Let's keep it 100. Like,
I feel like he usually does, though. He does that every year.
I mean, for whatever reason, right? I saw again. It's not any sweeping conclusions or anything like that. Again, for transparency, I have Cade as being one of the MVP finalists. Like, you know, I don't think he's gonna win. You know, but I think
not with the competition he has.
Yeah, right. The voters are supposed to give like what their top 5 MVP, selections. Like each voter gives 1, 2, 3. I think he'll be in the top 5. Is what I'm saying. I think he will get MVP votes.
Yeah.
This last game, though, I think you can look at it 2 ways. Like
no turnovers.
This last game against Orlando put up very dominant. 30 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 0 turnovers,
0, 2,
3 steals, 3 blocks.
Oh, 3 and 3.
Right?
Okay.
Just again, right? I know right now the entire basketball world will probably laugh at us for suggesting that like he's better than Luka, and maybe not right now, but I think his upside is higher. I don't think Luka could ever give you that level of defense.
No.
Also having that offensive load.
And Luka doesn't give you, what I say, the cadence. Like it's a pace to his game. Whereas Luka can get erratic sometimes and still make it happen. Sometimes he can slow down and orchestrate, but it's never just a steady. Whereas with Cade, it's like he's in control. You know what I mean? Like just through and through. He doesn't have to get sped up. Anything. It's just this is how he's playing. This is what he's doing. Now he's passing. He's going up. It's like it's kind of fluid with him. It's just fluid. You know what I mean? Whereas with someone like Luka, like, okay, the water's going down the stream. Oh, bam, it hit a rock. Oh, now it's just going down. Oh, now it's crashing. You know what I mean? Whereas the Cade is just an ocean of water. Every now and then it'll flow this way, it'll flow that way. It's just smooth. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just going where it's supposed to go naturally. Maybe the moon has evolved a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, it's really interesting because he's capable of performances like that, where people are not, right?
Yeah.
And again, I think he'll probably be closer to what he did last year. Right now, he's averaging 22 points per game. Last year is 26.
Yeah.
Right? I think he'll probably be closer to
26. Yeah.
Because right now he's shooting pretty poorly, right? He's under 40% from 3. He's like around 22%, or under 40% from the field, 22% from 3. Those things you have confidence, right? They're going to normalize, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, his ability provides the high ceiling for this team.
Yes.
But we can't take for granted his high floor, right?
Right.
This is where the other guys need to start, again, obviously we've seen Ausar, we've talked about it, but to what extent can they continue their more so offensive contributions, their offensive improvements? Because right now, the Pistons are 14th in the league in net rating, which is
that's not bad. Okay.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
They are 9th in the league in defensive rating. Okay.
Oh, okay. Last I seen they were 10th, and I meant to mention that earlier.
It'll get better. It'll probably get better.
That's good. Top 10.
Here's the problem. They are 22nd in offensive rating.
Right.
Now here,
which speaks to why you think we should be moving. Our pace should be higher.
Yeah. Now I think this will they'll gradually get better, right? But to what extent? I'm pretty sure we could be better than we could be at league average. We should be like
15th, yeah.
Right? At worst, I think.
I think it is the fact that we do have Ausar with his role now.
Pause.
Oh. Yeah, but we have Ausar with his role now, and Tobias still plays a part in it too, and then trying to figure out where Duncan is, like on the floor, where he's going to be on the floor. Because I seen Cade, like he was having to orchestrate Duncan in the first game. You know what I mean? Like literally, like here, there, do that. So what I feel like is Cade has slow starts because he likes to get everybody assimilated first, and then he takes over. So I'll give him 10 games. Maybe 15 because Ivy still has to come back. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure when Ivy's coming back. I need to look that up and see. But maybe 20 games this year. So maybe I don't know. If Ivy takes too long to come back, maybe my prediction of us winning 50 games might not make it. It might be more like 46, 48. But I think Cade will, at least with this unit, figure them out, get them assimilated, get them going, and they're gonna have to figure out a real creative way to just plug Ivy into this plug and play. You know what I mean? And go from there. So I give him just a little bit of more time, and then maybe if it gets out of hand, maybe he just takes over, and then suddenly he is kind of looking like Luka a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like just uncontrollably trying to drop 30, 40 a game. But Cade's not really that. He doesn't give you that. Oh, I'm about to drop 40. Whereas when you see Luka playing, it's like, oh, he's trying to drop 40. You know, Cade is trying to get his teammates involved. So I'll just get at a little longer. You know what I mean? And then we'll see what it looks like after that.
Yeah,
that's my outlook.
I agree. I mean, the thing is, right now, for example, without looking, who do you believe is who's the team's second leading scorer?
Without looking, second leading scorer. You said Ausar 13, Holland 11. It's probably Dorian.
Very good. Very good. 14.8 points per game. Then just right behind him is Tobias at 14 flat, 14 even.
Yeah.
It's like time is a flat circle. We're right in the same spot we were last year, right?
Yeah.
Where we don't have a definitive number 2 option.
Right.
Sometimes you think it's okay. I don't.
Right.
Because I think we could see, right? Like, again, it's only 5 games, but you could tell when the offense really bogs down. Obviously, it's always going to like slow down when Cade's off the floor.
Yeah.
You can also tell like this is where, again, not just like the lack of shot creation, but the lack of offensive versatility. Duren, we want him to just primarily be around the rim. But we also know he can't really do anything outside of,
right.
outside of the paint. So I'll give him that much, right? Same thing with Ausar. It's coming together, but we need a lot more offensive pop. So again, even though I have my feelings about Ivy, I'm with you. I think he can give you that. I'm wondering if anybody else can emerge. It's probably asking too much from Ausar and Ron to be like go-to guys.
Yeah.
We'll see. This is again where Caris, in theory, he's supposed to be one. It's the same thing. Who are the point guards? They're also the guys who could really, be guys you can go to, especially in the clutch.
Right.
Right. Being Cade, Ivy, Levert. We'll save it for like maybe the next temperature check or its own episode. But I think what I keep hearing from a lot of people, whether they're writers, analysts, fans, very similar sentiment, which is the Pistons could really cement themselves as an Eastern Conference finalist contender if they actually did have a definitive number 2 option. And right now, I don't think that guy is in-house.
Right.
So, ... Maybe for the next episode, discuss some possibilities. Because you look around the league of the guys who, let's be real, they're probably more available, or either they're absolutely available to be acquired, or they're more available than like the teams would lead on, the media.
Right.
So it'll be interesting. But again, that's why it's paramount that this team has to be an elite defense. I frankly think this team should be a top 5 defense.
Oh yeah.
Because
let me see.
Like there's, with maybe the exception of Duncan, just reputation wise, I don't think there are too many defensive liabilities. On this roster.
That's true.
So like in theory, we should be able to. And again, like let's see with a bigger sample size. I feel like that like both will normalize. But again, where is it going to normalize? I feel like they have the ability to normalize to top 5 defensively. Where is this going to go offensively? Because that's really going to determine, as you said, how many games will they win in the regular season? How far can they go in the postseason?
Right.
So
I should pose a question to the fans, but I'll wait since it's such a small sample size, and I won't just throw us off a cliff and have people commenting crazy unless you want me to. But
well, maybe that'll be our talking point for next episode.
I mean, it's not too big. It's more of a left field. We had the opportunity to actually pick up another like ball handler-ish, facilitator-ish. I mean, he had a reputation. I'll just say, he used to get triple doubles. I'll just throw that out there. So He's playing with our guy Dennis right now. Could have increased our pace. Could have increased our pace and everything. Like
he's also playing power forward for that team. Okay.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? Yeah, because they don't have a damn center, and then it's like with Fred Vinson.
Well,
people don't believe in progression. They just believe that what you see is what you get all the time. Huh?
I think this is one old dog you can't teach new tricks.
I mean, maybe, but he hasn't. Fred Vinson is here too. But we'll let it develop.
All right.
Yes, sir. But yeah, thank y'all for listening, Detroit Pistons fans. We threw a couple punches. We took a couple. We are back. Let's pray for the month of November, man. Let next month be great. Y'all make sure y'all get with y'all families, be good. Be good to people in general, and make sure y'all like and follow us, subscribe, share this with your people. Pistons fans, you will hear this, so let us know what you feel. Let us know in the comments, man. You know what I mean? What you're feeling about the Pistons, because if you talk to us, we might come back real quick. We got some pretty big games coming up, so yeah. And make sure you follow us at opinionate _MJ, at CP3_777, at EMW_pod. And we're everywhere: YouTube, Spotify, Apple. We're gonna get it around, so be on the lookout. Night.